Welcome to the podcasting event of the year. Hosted by Alterbrap, Joshua Vincent Perella, and AJ Howard. This is Artistic Integrity.
Welcome everybody to episode 3 of Artistic Integrity. Someone is dying in your background, AJ, like always. But so in today's episode, because we're all artists here, we all have varied music opinions and takes, and
we have artistic integrity.
Yes,
yeah,
that's why we named it this. So I feel like the fact that we've gone 3 episodes without talking about music is crazy. So we're episode 3. We're talking about all music stuff, and I want to start off with an album review because that's something I wanted to get into because we never really get to review albums or talk about music on any of our other podcasts. So I feel like it would have been fun to do that on this one, be able to talk about that since it is very important to all of us. So with that, we're reviewing the album Revival. A revival? Oh my God. Revival by my personal favorite artist of all time, Eminem, which you won't believe it after you won't believe that statement after I get done reviewing this album, but we've all heard the album. I believe, AJ, is this your first time hearing it?
Yeah.
No, Josh, you've heard some of the songs from it, Josh, haven't you, before this?
I know Offended before I heard the whole album. That was the one I knew.
But you still were kind of familiar with it. So this is your first time hearing it all the way through though, right?
Yes.
All right, cool. You know what's crazy? I listened to this album a few months ago. Me and a friend, we listened to it, and I was like, it's not that bad. I kind of get where Eminem's coming from. I listened to it again recently. I take it back. It's pretty trash. But yeah.
It's
so
bad.
yeah, it's okay. Spoiler for the rest of the episode. We don't like this album. Many people don't like this album. A lot of critics paying this album say it's Eminem's worst album. Now, I don't think it's his worst album. I think Encore is still a worse album. But that's just me. So let's just jump into our review of Eminem's Revival, and after that, we're gonna have some music hot takes for you guys, and so it's gonna be fun. So let's just talk about Revival by Eminem. Track 1 is Walk on Water featuring Beyonce. So let's just go around. What are you guys' thoughts on Walk on Water featuring Beyonce? Let's go AJ. Let's start with AJ.
I thought it was a good one. I like some of the tracks later a little bit better, but I thought it was a good one.
Is that all?
I don't have much to say about this one.
You know what's crazy? I'll let Josh talk, but then I'll get into my thoughts on it because I actually do have a decent amount to say about this song.
Walk on Water.
Yeah.
So for me, I feel like Beyonce's part is really good. But apart from that, honestly, the song is not memorable to me. And
yeah, that's how I feel. Like I just don't have a big opinion about it because there wasn't much of an impact.
And I feel like that's with all the songs that he has a feature on this album. The featured artist is more pronounced than Eminem, and just Eminem is not really good.
The featured artists are the best part of this album.
And also, I don't think that all the featured artists are good, and I don't think the songs are good.
Yeah.
But I think this is one of those cases.
For me, I feel like it's the opposite. I hate all the featured. No, I like Beyonce, and Ed Sheeran does really good on River as well, which we'll get into that when we talk about
River, bro. River. Oh yeah, we'll talk about that when we get into it.
But Beyonce does a beautiful hook. I love the piano on the track, and really the lyrics that Eminem really dives into in this song is something I relate to as an artist and as a longtime Eminem fan. It gets really emotional towards like the third verse whenever he talks about how he doesn't really feel like anyone cares about him anymore, how he feels that he's kind of he's not relevant anymore. How people don't like him anymore. Talks about how no one gives a fuck about his rhymes, like he says in the song. What did he say? He said,
Because mostly on this album, they're ass.
well, yeah, but for this one song, it's really
This one song.
for this one song, like I actually really relate to what he said because he said take he said take your best song, outdo it, now do it 1,000 times. Like that personally hit me. And overall, I really enjoy the song. Now, there's some lyrics that kind of just come out of nowhere, like when he says retarded, for example, like that. I remember you told me that.
Bro, it was just the way he said it. It's like so bad. Retarded.
And then he has that weird lyric about Big Sean cursing out his mom. But besides that, like, it makes sense if you really think about it, but like it doesn't sound too coherent. But overall, I really enjoy Walk on Water. It's a song that I personally enjoy, mainly just because of the lyrical content. I can see why someone might not, and Beyonce's part, of course, but I can see why people wouldn't like it. But I personally really love Walk on Water. Now, the next track is Believe. So, what do you guys think about the song Believe?
I didn't like Believe.
I don't either. AJ,
Yeah,
you got anything to say?
It's not it. It's not it.
Is that it?
It's not it. It's not it.
Let me pull up the guy who produced it, because the dude who produced this produced a lot of old, or not old, but like a lot of 2010 pop, and it really has that sound because he's he just sucks as a producer. I don't know why Eminem decided to work with him throughout a majority of this album, because this album just feels just like
Mr.
a really
Porter?
Not Mr. Porter. Mr. Porter, he works with Eminem all the time. Mr. Porter's a great producer. It's some white kid that Eminem got to produce for half this album. His name's Alter Brabnon. But
oh, Louis? Is it Louis Resto?
Maybe, I don't know. I can't really remember it right now, but pretty much he produced a lot of like 2000s pop, and like for example, like X Ambassadors, he produced a lot of stuff for them. He's done stuff, I believe, for Imagine Dragons as well. Which
that makes sense.
Both terrible artists, and then he works with Eminem, my favorite artist, on an album, and it's just not good. And Believe, I feel like, is where he tries to do like a modern hip hop like trap beat, and it just doesn't work. It sounds really awkward. And Eminem's delivery on this song, he has a really chopped up flow where he just doesn't sound. He's like started from the bottom like a snowman ground up. Like it sounds like he's constipated. It's a really weird flow, and his hook is like really whiny. It's weird because this man's like 40 when he made this album. He sounds like he's 12.
Yeah, it was. It feels really. It's just not good.
Didn't I give everything I had to make you see? Play that at my funeral. Everyone will leave. Yeah.
We're not gonna be there anyway. No, I'm just
Jesus Christ.
Just kidding.
All right. You guys remember on the interview when Eminem came out as gay? That was pretty cool.
Yep.
So
that was literally 2 weeks ago.
So man, this really hurt. This album hurts listening to as an Eminem fan. It really does, because it's like you guys probably aren't that much into Eminem like I am. Like, I'm an Eminem stan.
Dude, I used to only listen to Eminem when I was younger. That's all I listened to, bro.
I know, it's really hard, because even like his newer stuff that he's released after this album is way better. Like, it's his newest album, Music to Be Murdered By, I feel like is a good album. And Kamikaze before that was a really kind of not groundbreaking, but it was controversial when it came out for sure, and it definitely was leagues better than Revival. But maybe we'll review those in the future. We'll see. I know we had plans to review some Jeff Buckley stuff. That was a request from Josh, so that might be our next music review, is a Jeff Buckley.
Do I ever get to request anything?
Oh yeah, but you're gonna get yours after Josh. Yeah, just ask, dog. If you want to do anything on this podcast, just ask me, and I'll probably say yeah. So yeah, track 3 is Chloroseptic featuring Fresher.
This one isn't terrible.
It's better than Believe. Now here's the thing: he got Mr. Porter to
it
produce
is
this
better.
song.
Yeah.
He got Mr. Porter to produce this song, and you can really tell because it's like an actual decent hip hop beat. It's nothing crazy, but like I think the fat like 808 that he has on it, and the synth line and the hard hitting drums, I think it's good for what it is.
I definitely agree.
Because it gives
It's-
room for Eminem to deliver on a like lyrical level, like for his lyricism to stand out. The only problem with the song, the only problem with the song is that it's Eminem's lyrics don't like they aren't good enough for it to like
hit.
Yeah, like I'm trying to figure out how to word it. It's like
his
lyrics aren't good
the
enough
way I
to
feel
hit
about
like they could.
The way I feel about this song is kind of goes for the entire album. Is like I get what he's going for, but I don't think he's really good
The execution's not good.
Yeah.
I don't think he's really good at the goal he's trying to achieve in this album, which is more of a, political goal, which I just don't think he's good at.
He has this political theme that he wants to throughout the whole album, but he doesn't ever really touch on that. He just kind of
dance around
half
it.
the album he wants to talk about like his family life or some personal issues or
it's so unfocused.
Yeah, and then he has just random songs about like partying and stuff, like the song Heat, which we'll get into that. That song's terrible, but we'll get into that. But yeah,
it's like the worst song on the album.
Oh yeah,
I think.
Heat is
so horrible,
god awful.
It's so bad.
But yeah, Chloroseptic Fresher has a really good chorus. Eminem took out his verse for this, which was weird because he had a verse for it. Eminem took it out, and it was a decent verse. 2 Chainz also had a verse on this that he took out, but he put both those verses on the Chloroseptic remix. Now the remix of Chloroseptic is a great song. Eminem's verse on the remix is fantastic. He just bodies it.
I haven't listened to it.
You need, my god, you guys need to listen to the remix. It's so good. But and like 2 Chainz kills it, Fresher kills it, and Eminem bodies it. Like I think Eminem's the best part of that song, and that's what this song could have been, but Eminem just didn't live up to that expectation. And plus, he had all these great rappers featured on it that he just didn't include on the song for some reason. Like when the album came out. So really, Chloroseptic isn't bad. It's just a really big missed opportunity. Is there anything else you guys want to add on Chloroseptic before we move on to the next track?
No.
No.
All right. So next track 4, Untouchable. I know that Josh fucking hates this song.
Yeah.
So Josh, let us know what you think about Untouchable.
I'm just going through it real quick.
Okay, so AJ, do you got anything you want to add for Untouchable?
Once again, it goes for a touchy and relevant political theme, but he just doesn't know how to talk about it through music at all. Like the way he goes about it just feels really shallow to me.
Yeah, because he starts off the first half of the song with like this rock sampled beat, and he talks about he talks from the perspective of a white cop who pretty much abuses his power, which the concept of the song is really good. Having half the song be from the cop's perspective, and the other half be from the victim's
that's the thing.
Perspective.
That's the thing about the album. Good concepts, but concepts don't work when the execution is bad.
Okay, go ahead.
No, you go first, and then I'll go on my little thing.
I was going to say that I feel like Untouchable, if it was just the second half of the song, it probably would have been better. And the chorus has also got awful, but the second half where it has the more modern trap beat, I feel like it's way better. He gets his point across more. I mean, it's a little preachy, yeah, but he definitely gets his point across more. And I really like his bar where he's like it's like stand for the flag or get Captain America like Steve Rogers. Like that bar was really nice. But yeah, I feel like this song was just another missed opportunity. Eminem doesn't really seem like he knows what he's talking about. And again, that chorus is god awful. That fucking white boy, white boy.
Yeah. Are those? What is that? What are you eating?
A muffin.
Damn it.
I'd
We
rather
have
be a
tasty
muffin
cakes
than
over here in
listening to
Philadelphia. Dude,
Revival.
when you're down here in Philadelphia, I'm gonna take you to a place that sells tasty cakes. They're exclusively here. They are the best, like, off the counter pastry you can get anywhere in the United States.
I'm excited.
It's like our ale 8, but we have like so many different varieties of different kind of cupcakes and
Revival is so
okay.
ass. You would rather talk about pastry products than the album.
Okay, so
It's
Untouchable.
true.
So Untouchable, and again, like AJ said, like my problem is it haunts the whole album, and that is this for me, is that, well, what AJ said, where his execution is not good and the concepts are good. But my big problem is I hate it when Eminem gets into rock music. I don't think it's executed well. Like when he uses
because
rock
he doesn't understand the genre. He doesn't understand how it works.
like he just goes into it like, okay, I'm gonna use this rock thing and it's gonna be like a rock song sort of, and then the vibe of the song is killed for me. Like Eminem shines when it's more hip hop. It's like that's Eminem's strength, at least for me.
I'm
like,
glad
when
he
I
kind of
listen to
moved out of
Eminem.
that
It
phase.
feels like
because- Go ahead.
It feels like he's trying too hard to be something else.
Yeah, like I wrote it down in my phone, bro. I have a whole ass thing. On
I will
this,
say though,
this very
the rock samples and stuff, they worked way better on the Marshall Mathers LP2, which is his album before this, because that album was produced by Rick Rubin. It had more of a vision because of Rick Rubin.
yeah.
And I feel like without Rick Rubin, he kind of just had to it really just didn't really feel like it had a place on any of the album. I mean, In Your Head, which we'll talk about later, I feel like that's the best use of a rock sample so far in this album.
Yeah.
But it's still not that good.
Yeah, like Eminem is just, he's not good at doing that kind of style of rap.
I'm glad
like-
because he kind of went through a phase for it a little bit when he started working with Rick Rubin and then eventually did this album. So I'm kind of glad that he moved out of that phase recently, where now he is doing more hip hop stuff. Is there stuff I don't like about Eminem nowadays? Yeah, but I mean, he's getting better.
Yeah. But okay, yeah, so that's what I have to say about that.
All right, so is that all we have for Untouchable?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Please, God. Revival more like needs to revive his music to be good. Someone laugh at that joke. There we go. Hell yeah. I'm comedic. I'm the Rizzler.
Revival, more like revive your career after revival.
Actually, it's kind of weird. Kamikaze, which is the song about taking yourself out, or has the meaning of taking yourself out. That's the one that revived his career, odd enough.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember seeing a YouTube video, and it was about how people complain about how, lyrical rap isn't relevant anymore. And he's like, the dude said in the video, if Eminem's ass album from 2017 could be popular, then surely to God one of you can support another artist. But yeah, number 5, the track 5, River featuring Ed Sheeran. Let's get into that song now.
Oh no!
I hate it.
This song is about abortion, so we can actually have ourselves get canceled. So think very wisely before you say anything.
I didn't know.
I hate Ed Sheeran. He's terrible. I think his music is garbage, and he was at his worst here.
You know what's weird? Ed Sheeran's best song is a song that features Eminem. It's not this song. This song's ass, but that song is. That song's the other song it also has 50 Cent on it.
I just love how unapologetic it was. Just like, it's not this song. This song's ass.
Well, I mean, Eminem doesn't watch me. If I get dissed by Eminem, I'd actually probably bust a nut. I'm not gonna lie to you, but
unfazed.
River. Eminem's a great storyteller. I'll say that. Throughout his whole career, even on his bad albums, I think Eminem's a great storyteller. And he does vividly paint a picture in your head when you listen to the song.
I think he's a great storyteller.
The story itself is not good though. And I don't. The thing I hate about Eminem, he's done this before. I'll let you talk in a second, but the thing that I don't like about some of Eminem's storytelling tracks is the fact that you can tell he's never been in that situation before. I think the storytelling songs that really thrive are the songs like Stan or like Kim, some of his older songs. I'm trying to think of what else.
Yeah.
Bad Guy from the Marshall Mathers LP 2. Darkness
Bro, beautiful.
song from Beautiful. There's Darkness from his latest album. Like those are all storytelling tracks that Eminem has, and they're great because he's been in those situations before. He's been depressed. He's had, relationship issues. He's had, he's abused substances before. He's been on the verge of suicide, stuff like that. He's been in those positions to where, it validates his side of the story. So when he makes a song like River, where he's talking about this back and forth abusive relationship that ends with the death of an unborn baby, I don't feel like Eminem's been in that position because, first of all, we know Eminem's not been in that position, but he never sells himself on that position. So he's really he sounds like someone else telling someone else's story.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, the rule of thumb of art in general is write what you know, tell the story that you know. And this album is Eminem not doing that at all. Because he doesn't understand any of what he's talking about, and he's not bringing on, people that can help him to tell that story in a way that actually works.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Eminem is not afraid. He's not afraid to take a stand.
Eminem. I know that Eminem for sure. Like he knows that you need to lose yourself in the music the moment you own it. You never let it go. So
yeah, and sometimes when you just beginning to feel like a rap god, all my people from the front to the back nod. And if you think this chair's long enough to slap box, let me show you maintaining this shit ain't that hard. Everybody wants the key to and the secret to rap immortality, like I have got, but you can't do
listen,
that.
Hear me out. Now hear me out. All right, listen. Now, if you're the real Slim Shady guy, please stand up. Please stand up. Please stand up. But this motherfucker. I was expecting him to stand up and just big ass bowls just start. No, but what were we talking about? Yeah, Ed Sheeran. Bad artist.
Ed Sheeran sucks. He's terrible.
Yeah. Is there anything else we need to add about River?
He should never sing again. Ed Sheeran should never sing again.
Ed Sheeran has a really good song with Russ though that he did recently. So there are like 2 Ed Sheeran songs that I like, and it's not even his songs half the time.
That explains a lot.
All right, so I think is that it with River? We got the Remind Me intro. Why the fuck is there an intro to a song?
That's why I skipped it, because it's like there's
it's just an instrumental build up, and then just the normal song. Just put it as part of the song. It's like 20 seconds long. It's just track space to run up the numbers.
It's so unnecessary.
Yeah.
It's just unnecessary. It's not like bad. It's just why. You know what I mean?
It just shouldn't be there.
And then you got Remind Me, track 7. I don't remember a damn thing about this song. I'm gonna be real with
you. Yeah, it's just not memorable.
This one has one of the rock samples, doesn't it?
I think so.
This was the one I got pissed about because they used. First off, it's a song I hate already. Joan Jett's "I Love Rock and Roll." I hate that song. Oh,
that's the one. That's what one it is.
And he just makes me hate it even more.
He takes a bad song and samples it. It's like if I sampled the ABC song, or if I sampled Baby Shark or something like that for a song.
Let me tell you, he didn't take the Beatles' advice. Take a sad song and make it better. He just took a sad song and made it way sadder. He just demolished it. So
it's not good.
Remind me. This man says remind me.
Never listen to the song.
He's asking us to remind me how to make good music because I can't do it.
What's like remind me why anyone talks about Eminem after this.
Remind me why your brother's RKOing a dog in the background. Did no one see that? That was crazy. This man comes out of nowhere, just out of nowhere. Like he just appeared, took the dog, and left. All right. Up next.
So next up.
At track 8, the Revival interlude. Oh my god. Bad production.
Another thing
the chick
need to be there.
I mean it's unnecessary too, probably just to dare to drive up numbers like the Remind Me intro. But this interlude, like, it could have been really good. I know rappers all the time who just have like just one straight instrumental and like a female singer on it. Like Drake for his Certified Lover Boy album, he had the artist Yeba. She did a interlude for his album, and that was a great interlude. Like it was a great track. Eminem does something like that. I mean, CLB came out after Revival, sure, but Eminem did a similar concept to that before, but it sounds ass. It has that terrible pop production, and it has her. I forgot who the singer is that does it. That does the interlude, but oh my god, like she's not a bad singer. It just sounds bad. Like I don't like you can tell she's a good singer, but it's just the way it's made. It sounds bad. It's just
Yeah.
like I can't sit through that interlude. I just can't sit through it.
Okay, so I want to move on to Like Home.
All right, let's
It's
just go ahead and move on.
because that is probably the one I enjoyed the most because of a single reason.
Alicia Keys.
Alicia Keys.
Like Home,
look,
that Like Home
Alicia
is it's the Donald Trump diss track. That's what this one is.
But dude, like Alicia Keys' chorus is so good.
Alicia Keys. Alicia Keys made this album actually tolerable.
Alicia, not the whole album.
love
All right,
Alicia
there's a
Keys.
few
DJ
songs that are
love.
good. All right,
Alicia Keys.
but
I'm just saying. I'm just
Bro, I
saying.
said Akeisha.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
Felicia Ease.
I said Alicia and then I said Akeisha. I put Alicia and Keys together.
Yeah, bro. So Felicia Ease is she did really good on the chorus. Yeah, the chorus is all right. Eminem's
Yeah, bro.
again,
Zac
back with
Efron.
Zac
You're
Efron
really
with DC Comics. No, but I just something about this like pop like production that Eminem has on this album. I can't stand it. It's just bad production that I don't think Eminem
not
should
for
be
him.
rapping on. It's not
No.
for him. I mean, it's not really for anybody because whenever this dude produces for like Imagine Dragons and stuff, it's bad there too. It's just a bad producer. Like just retire. Like actually just.
I hate Imagine Dragons too. What a shitty band. Just terrible music.
Yeah.
So they can go.
Just
crawl
all the
in
pop
their
artists that
hole.
work with, like X Ambassadors, who's on track 10, Bad Husband, which I'll get to that in a second because I have a few things that I want to talk about with that song. But yeah, Like Home,
Yeah.
Eminem just awkwardly talks about politics on this song. And I'm not even saying like I'm gonna put my foot down now. I'm not a Trump supporter, and I'm also not a Democrat or anything like that. I'm as far into the middle as possible. I just cannot stand how Eminem raps on this song. And the
yeah, like
production is
it doesn't
bad.
matter. It doesn't matter what the like message is in this album. He just does it terribly.
With all the songs on this album, he doesn't get across the message. Well, not all of them.
Not all of them.
There's
Let's be
two
real.
that are really great.
I mean,
Yeah,
some of the
There's a-
songs that he
there's a
has that are the best
couple
ones are the ones that are the more fun
miracles.
songs that don't really have much meaning to them.
Like Heat,
Yeah.
it's goated. Heat is great.
Okay, well, Heat's fucking ass. But besides Heat, Heat is the biggest. It's that rock clip. It's the biggest pile of dog shit I've ever.
The biggest piece. It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
But yeah, Bad Husband featuring X Ambassadors. Now the thing about this song, more bad pop production, which put that to the side. We already know it's gonna be trash. But the thing I want to talk about with this song is that this is a very sincere song. That I feel like the verses from Eminem are actually not that bad. I feel like the verses from Eminem
This
are
was a
actually good. My main problem with the
This
song,
was
besides
solid.
the shitty production, is the fact that he gets someone else to sing the chorus for him, which I feel like is really insincere, since this is a song that is a letter to your children and your wife. That I feel like it's not very sincere, and it doesn't really feel like Eminem means it if he has some pop band sing the chorus for him. And I
well,
guess,
yeah, that describes this
you can't-
album for me.
you can't use
That
the
it's
like,
shallow.
excuse either that Eminem didn't want to sing because he can't sing, because he did like on this album, like he had Believe, and he had some melodic moments on River, and so like and even later on, like he like for Castle, he played part of that chorus. So I really feel like that's not really an excuse. I feel like Eminem could have done this chorus, and it would have made the song just seem more sincere, but he didn't, and it's just a weird creative choice. And X Ambassadors, they can sing, their music's just not good, and it definitely translates over to this song as well.
it's not. Yeah, it's just not good. Like I don't like the X Ambassadors.
I don't like a lot of the pop bands from this era, this 2017 era.
Mm.
They're all pretty bad. This was like peak radio music. Yeah, Josh, you got anything to say about this track in particular?
No, other than I agree with you that Eminem's parts are pretty well done. Like I think it's a really
Yeah.
it's close to home. It's something that he relates to, and I agree with you. I wish he would have done the chorus.
The lyrical writing on this one was really good, but
Yeah, well, it goes back to
He
what I
should've
was saying about
been more
Eminem.
in it.
When Eminem has experienced these things, he's a better writer when it comes to like his storytelling.
yeah.
And this is one where, yeah, it is a personal. It's about his ex-wife and his kids. Like, yeah, obviously it's gonna be personal to him. So he wrote really well. It's just the ex-ambassador's hook and the bad pop production. It's not good.
Mhm.
But yeah, let's go to track 11, Tragic Endings with Skylar Grey. Now, Skylar Grey has done God knows how many songs with Eminem. She's on like every Eminem album. It's crazy. And sometimes her hooks are good, sometimes her hooks are bad. I don't like her hook on this song personally. It just doesn't really hit it as close to home as it probably should, because I know she's a good singer and she's done good hooks for Eminem before. It's just I don't like this song. Again, more bad pop production. Eminem just kind of phones in a performance here. He's just kind of mid. Just really didn't sound like he cared that whole lot about this song. It's pretty forgettable as well.
That pretty much sums it up for me.
I mean, it's the most just if you want to have just the most generic like sad song name, like Tragic Endings. Ooh, shiver me timbers.
It was like, who's gonna remember that? Tragic endings. It sounds like the episode of a CW show.
And they got Framed, which also sounds like an episode of a CW show, but that's an actual good song. We'll talk about this after that. Josh, you got anything to add?
No.
All right, then let's talk about Framed. You haven't had anything to add for the last two songs. What do you think about Framed?
Me?
Yeah,
Or AJ?
you.
I think Framed was the first song on this album that I was like, I genuinely like this song. Like, I like Framed. I think it's a good song.
Yeah, here's my thing with Framed. It reminds me a lot of Relapse, which is one of Eminem's best albums. It's a song that really gives me that vibe, and I realize a lot of Eminem's songs nowadays give me that Relapse vibe. But it definitely gives me that like serial killer vibe. I think it's meant to be like a spiritual sequel to his song.
Faux show.
Yeah, for sure, man. But I definitely think that this song was like supposed to be like a spiritual successor to his song 3 a.m. from that album, which just like gives off that serial killer vibe. And the beat is really nice. It's a really nice old school hip hop beat. It gives me like that old Eminem Dr. Dre vibe. And he flows really well over it. His rhyme scheme is great. The chorus is great. Just really, I have no complaints with the song. I think this song is really good. If this song was like a 5-track EP, this album would have been goated.
Yeah.
So, anything else we need to add, or can we just move on from Framed?
I think we move on.
All right, next is Nowhere Fast featuring Kalani. Kalani is a great singer. I love Kalani's music. But her hook on this is kind of it's all right. It's a weird mix of like the pop production and like trap production. And Eminem's lyrics really have no meaning at all, and it's weird. It's a weird track.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anything you guys need to add for that?
I'm not a big fan of this one.
I'm not a fan.
Yeah, me too.
It's just there's no coherent theme. The hook is decent. Beat is average, just painfully average song, and don't recommend it. All right, next song. This will be the last one we do before we end the meeting. We got Heat. Now that's the opposite of what this song is.
That was good. Yo.
All right,
This is like French
yeah, here we
Montana
go.
meets Markel Davis.
You see,
he name dropped him.
You see clearly the greatest song on the album, written by Mark Davis.
What? What?
The greatest song on Eminem's album was written by Mark Davis. Dude, he's not gonna see this either. That's what's
not
crazy.
That's not saying a lot.
He's not gonna see this either, which is mean we can continue to be friends with that man and still make just bully him. But
No,
this
that's
is the
not
French.
why I said it. It's
This is
he
the
needs a
French.
rude awakening.
Yeah, I mean, but this is the French Montana of Eminem music, and French Montana is
Yes.
Josh's favorite rapper. So,
Hey,
I'll send
French
it-
Montana's my favorite rapper.
And we are back to hell. God, that took way too long. That was a long commercial break that we had there. Gotta pay the bill somehow.
Just 1 second. Just 1 second. I'm gonna snort some crack.
Just like Eminem probably did when he made the song Heat. So yeah. What else is there to say about this song? Bad rock and roll sample, bad lyricism, bad lyrics, whatever. Standard revival.
Bad meaning to the song. It's so bad.
It's
Standard
garbage.
Revival.
It's
Yeah,
garbage.
If you ever want to learn how to do a bad album, just look at Revival. Just be like, this is the blueprint.
Now, track
It's the Zack
15.
Snyder of albums.
It's the Zack Snyder of Eminem albums. All right. So next is track 15, which is Offended. This is a song that I personally really enjoy. Even though I don't
Me
like the
too.
chorus. The chorus is like kind of like nursery rhymey and it's weird. It kind of ruins like the flow of the song. It's like a whatever hook. It's like it sounds like it belongs to a different song.
I don't hate it, but
I don't hate it,
It's,
but it's
uh,
whatever.
The song is really good for the most part, but I do agree with the part about it's a little too
The-
nursery rhymey.
The beat is hard. Like I love the jazz sample. I really like Eminem's rapping. I feel like there was one reaction channel that reacted to this album when it first came out, and I completely agree with their take on the album or this song in particular, where they said that if Eminem just cut the chorus out and did this just like a straight just bar for bar song, he said that it would have been probably way better. Which I agree. I kind of agree with, but the chorus is whatever. I still really enjoy the song. Eminem's fast rapping is always nice to hear. He's kind of
I was gonna
overdoing it.
say, that's like
He's overdoing it a lot nowadays,
the
I
main
feel like,
takeaway.
because after that Godzilla song blew up, he's kind of now only done fast rap. So I kind of wish nowadays he'd cut back on it. But this is like prime rap god, like. So
Bro, Rap God will never be beaten. It doesn't matter if it's not the fastest. It's the best that he did it.
yeah, I can agree. I mean, I enjoy Godzilla. I enjoy
Um,
Offended, but definitely.
Oh,
is
me
a
too.
better song.
Offended though, when I first heard it, I was like, damn, I had to learn it. It was like one of those fast raps.
Yeah,
It was
I
like, wanted to
remember.
learn it.
I remember whenever you.
It's embedded in my head. I have a hunt for the bread and butter.
All right, brother. All
It's
right.
good.
But
I'm
whenever
a rapper.
yeah, from blues.
I'm a
to-
man.
From
I'm a
blues
male.
to bars.
I'm a he.
So, but
Nice.
I remember when we first started becoming like when we first were friends. Like I know you always had like your opinions on like the Beatles and stuff. I told you I was a big hip hop fan, and you actually talked about this song, how much you liked it, Offended. I remember you discussing that, and AJ just got into hip hop recently, so
Yeah.
it is what it is.
I
But
mean,
I'm trying to think of what else. Oh, I remember you also said that I had a hip hop phase. You'll get out of your hip hop phase eventually. Want to repeat that
Yeah.
for me? You said that to me. You'll get out of your hip hop phase
Oh, did I?
eventually. Yeah.
I mean, it's not really a phase with you. This is
Yeah.
just who you are.
It's just your
great.
personality.
That's like me with psychedelic rock and 60s pop.
So
Exactly.
with psychedelic rock,
What's
do you
my
like? Do
personality?
you pop acid before you make a song?
Bro, I've never done any drugs, bro. So I can't tell you. I've never tried any kind of drug. I've never been drunk. So
Took a
Never
bunch of
smoked
heroin one
weed.
time. That was pretty wild. So anyways, track 16,
No,
Need
man.
Me featuring Pink. More like Pink featuring Eminem because oh my god, she is most of this song. Production
again,
is
it's like, I
average,
don't-
but I think that Pink has a good performance on this song. Don't get me wrong. I think her performance overall is all right, but the production is bad. Eminem's verse is just whatever. It's a pretty forgettable song.
Yeah. It really sucks that this is like basically the rinse and repeat of this whole album. It's like it's all right, it's forgettable,
It's
or
all right.
just
It's all right.
downright bad.
Well,
All right,
it's
forgettable,
either
terrible.
it's either
Yeah.
all right and unforgettable, or it sucks and it needs to burn in hell.
Well,
Needs to
Yeah.
burn in hell.
well, we are hell, buddy. That's why we're reviewing it. We're the devil's favorite talk show, but we're still going to heaven because he hates our talk show and God likes that. So, are you good, bro? I don't even know what I'm saying. I think I'm high, to be honest. Track 17. 17 in your head. This is another one of the rock sample songs.
I don't like it at all.
That's where I disagree with you. I'm gonna be in your mouth. But yeah, so
You mean that?
in your head, more like give me head. But this man AJ over here like, what the fuck, man? But here's the thing, I disagree with you on that. I like the song. You know, I'm not a
I
big
don't
fan
really
of like
care. No, I'm just kidding.
why you here? But like I don't know, I'm not a big fan of Eminem rock samples. I've said that earlier in this episode. But yeah, it's just something about this song. I think it's just more so just Eminem's performance itself is really good. I think the instrumental is fine. It's just the use of the sample for the chorus is kind of
I gotta take
mid.
a shit
It's
soon.
okay, bro. Okay, bro. All right,
I'm not
dog.
even joking, bro.
Okay, bro. Okay, man. So back to the album. So it is like a shit almost.
Shit, it's shit.
Yeah. It's where it but yeah, I like this song. AJ, do you have anything to say about this song?
Josh, just grab a copy of Revival and do your business.
Yo, what's crazy? We were in
No, it's like that thing
we were at Walmart,
I
right?
said to Braden yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we were at Walmart, right? And they had all the vinyl records on sale, and I saw a few Eminem albums, and I saw Revival. I was this close to buying it. Am I going to hell for that? Am I going to hell for considering buying Revival on vinyl?
Oh, most definitely. That's one of the 7 deadly sins.
Bro, imagine bumping Heat
You know?
like in the
It's the
like
eighth,
vinyl
seventh
quality.
deadly sin.
I want to hear Heat in vinyl quality. Our ongoing joke for this podcast is now just going to be it's the heat of whatever. Zack Snyder's DC movies are the heat of comic book films.
They're all just heat. They're all heat.
I mean, depends on how you look at that word. Snyder
You know
Cultist,
how I would describe
Snyder Cultist will
the
agree
DC
with us.
universe? You know how I would describe the DC universe? Nowhere fast, offended, in your head, heat. That's how I would describe it.
Yeah. And
No,
for the Snyder fans, it's definitely in their head.
yeah, it's definitely in their head, and they think it's heat, but it's really not.
Well, the cultists. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, in your head, it is what it is. 18
Bad
Castle.
husband.
Let's get to the Bad Husband's a bad song.
Zach is
But
bad husband.
Bad Song is a bad or Bad Husband is a bad song. Zack Snyder, Snyder.
Now we're getting into the 2 songs that are great.
Yeah, Castle and a Rose. They both go hand in hand. But let's talk about Castle first. Great instrumental, great performance from Eminem, great storytelling. Again, this is from the perspective of something he's actually been through, which is the
Also,
good
it's
stuff.
like Castle and a Rose make me wonder where Eminem was for this entire album.
Yeah. Again,
like,
when he was on,
why did you make a crap album and then just do some good songs near the end?
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, he ended it.
It's a great way to end it, though. I'll say that much.
It is. Yeah.
Because Castle, a great instrumental, great performance from Eminem. The chorus is one of Eminem's best choruses ever. I'm dying on that hill.
If he was setting out to make us hate the album and then make us love the album at the end, good job.
Yeah, and it went from like a 1 out of 10 to like a 7. I don't know how that works. It's like the album was all right, but just because of these 2 songs. And then, yeah, Castle just overall a great song.
I agree with everything you said about it.
Again, like I said, it's
for a Rose though. I actually think I like a Rose a little bit better.
See, here's the thing. I like I
Yeah.
like the sound of Castle more, but I think a Rose has better lyricism.
Yeah, I think A Rose is like top of the album.
I just like I love how personal Eminem gets with his drug addiction and his OD story,
Like how
and
he went
how
from
it
he went
affected
from
his
this.
family.
Yeah, I think it perform like he expresses that really well in these two songs. What I think is crazy is the fact that he went from this doing a song about weed with Snoop Dogg. Explain this, Mr. M. Mr. Nem. But yeah, Castle on a Rose, two great songs. I like one of my favorite parts from a Rose is at the end of it, where because Castle ends with him just ODing on the pills and dying, and a Rose is pretty much just him in the afterlife of that. And at the end of a Rose, it switches to the instrumental of Castle, where instead of swallowing the
Right.
pills, he flushes them down the toilet. Which that transition
Right.
to the Castle beat and him just changing the last part of that song is probably the highlight of the album.
Right. Yeah, great creative decision.
Yeah. Bro, see, this is what happens when Eminem makes good music. See, if this was like a 3-track EP, no, hold on. If this was like a 4-track EP and it was like Walk on Water, Offended, Castle on a Rose, this shit would have been a 10 out of 10.
Should have just
Yeah.
called the album Walk on Water.
Yo, Eminem's gospel album,
Because
executively produced by
he fell
Kanye.
into the water and drowned every track.
I think the end of Walk on Water still. Hold on.
Guys, do you want to hear what I did when I listened to this album?
Yeah.
Oh, let's go.
Shoots himself in pain.
Bro, it's crazy. I remember being part of like the Eminem fandom back in like 2017, and everyone's hyping like, "Oh my god, it's gonna be crazy!" Drops the album, everyone like 2 songs in, just. But yeah, Castle on a Rose, great songs. So let's go through this track list one more time. Decent, bad, 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 good, bad, good, bad, decent, bad, bad, or good, good. So
What an album.
if yeah, hell of an experience, I'll tell you that much. But if you guys could rate this
I
album out of
constantly wanted to die.
I constantly go back to this album
This-
every single
this
time every single
album-
time I feel like I can't make anything good, I go back and listen to this album, and then I'm reminded my favorite rapper
This album
made something
is
this bad.
basically this album is basically having a hangover without being drunk.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
a good
and
one.
he sobers up. He sobers up whenever he gets
because
to
you
Castle
don't
on a
get-
Rose.
Because like you don't get the benefit of the high. You just get the oh man, this sucks.
But as long as
Yeah.
I'm a man, I got a mic. I'm godlike. So me and you are not alike, bitch. I
See,
wrote Stan.
I think this is interesting because like universally all three of us really didn't like this album, but there's a couple shining moments. I think when we get around to like reviewing the Jeff Buckley album, I think that's going to be really interesting because all of us will have a different take on it because that album it's especially with albums that are either mixed reviews or critically acclaimed, you're always going to have people who don't like it or don't like certain songs on it. So I think when we start getting into more hip hop stuff and rock music, or whatever genre we get into reviewing, that's more of like not as broad of a spectrum as in it's great or it's bad. I think that's when we'll have more kind of wanting to kill each other through the screen.
That's a
because
hell
one
of a
person's
180
like,
to go
"This is
from
great."
Eminem to Jeff Buckley.
I know.
Let's do Beyonce next.
I mean, no. You know what we should do? Well, so I picked Jeff Buckley, and then after Jeff Buckley, we'll have AJ pick his, and then
AJ, just real quick, who
Um,
would you want to do an album review for?
I have
I'm
I have a couple in mind.
Alicia Keys on there.
Kid Cudi on
Alicia
there?
Keys is definitely on there. Yes. Also, the Shins, the
Who?
Monkeys,
Who
the
The
Shins.
Shins.
cares? So back to Revival. So
Wow, really?
If you could,
Just
if we
cut
could
him
rate
off.
this, if we could rate this out of 10, what would you rate it? Bro can't just flip me off. That's crazy.
I would rate it, bro. I want to say higher because of Arose and Castles, but
Yeah, well, I told you
bro,
what was gonna be like a 3 out of 10 is like a
can't.
7.
But I
will-
can't because it's just two good songs on an otherwise really bad album.
I will give it a point for the songs that are good.
I'll rate it I'll rate it a 4,
Yeah, 4.
5.
I'm
I'll rate it.
going
Yeah,
4.
it's a 4.
4.
I say yeah,
It's
4 is
not
about
good enough to be halfway.
4 is about where I was gonna go with it. I do enjoy a couple songs more than you guys, so I think I'm gonna lean more towards that 5. I'm gonna be like a 4.5, 4.5.
Yeah.
Out of 5. No, imagine.
Now, if
No, wait, it's a 4.5 out of 100.
now if Alicia Keys was on every song, it would be a little bit higher, Eminem. Just saying.
Yo, have you guys seen that SpongeBob clip where it's like a SpongeBob crash it? He's doing his boating test. He crashes the boat, and he's like, well, how many points did I get, Mrs. Puff? 6. Woo! How many points did I need to pass? 600. You need 600 points to pass. You got 6. That's what it is for this album. Eminem thinks he did something so good. That's why we should do a follow-up for this and review his Kamikaze album, because that's just him dissing critics that didn't like Revival. Which I like Kamikaze. I think it's a big step up. But a lot of his lyrics on there are just really petty. He's like, you guys just didn't get it. Like, yeah, we got it. It was ass.
You know what that reminds me of? You didn't
Markel
like
Davis
Zach
is what it
Fan.
reminds me of.
You just didn't get it. You just didn't get the vision.
Yeah.
You don't get it. I
Like,
do get
no,
it.
we
Batman
got
killed
it.
a
It was-
man.
Yeah.
Instead of Batman killing a man, it's Eminem killing his music career. So
So do you think that Murders to Kill By is better than Kamikaze?
do what?
His latest album, do you think that's better?
Oh, music to be murdered by, not murder kills by.
Oh,
I thought you were. It's music to be murdered by. It's named after the Alfred Hitchcock movie.
yeah.
It's like an Alfred Hitchcock like homage thing. It is better. It hasn't aged the best. It was really cool when it first came out in like 2018, but it hasn't really aged the best. That I
Right, it
remember.
came out
I
in
might.
2020.
Oh wait, no, I was talking about Kamikaze. No, the newest one, yeah, it's way better than Kamikaze. Kamikaze was a step up, and then okay, here's all the way down here, not even in the camera. Here's Revival. Here's like Kamikaze, and then here's Music to be Murdered by. Like, it's a great album. I really
Okay.
enjoy it.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: that's more of like a traditional hip hop album. Kamikaze, I feel like the most
Yeah.
of the
I
majority of
probably
me
like
not liking that is mainly just because Eminem's just salty about critics half the album, which is why it's kind of eh. But
Yeah.
and then Revival's just ass. But
So tell me, what is the best Eminem album?
the
I already
Marshall
know what
Mathers,
his
the
answer is.
Marshall Mathers LP immediately. The first Marshall Mathers
That's
LP
what I
is
figured.
it's godlike. It's actually my favorite hip hop album.
That's
It's
what I
actually
figured,
godlike.
but-
We should review that. We'll just review Eminem's catalog. Just fuck it. Why
We
not?
should wrap this episode up because I got to take this shit really bad.
Yeah. All right. So
I'm about to blow up in my bed.
just like Eminem blew up from making bad music. So let's go ahead and just wrap up this album review. I don't guess we're gonna get to the music hot takes. We'll save that for the next episode. But thank you guys so much for checking us out. Comment your thoughts on Revival. You guys got anything to plug? Go ahead and do so right now.
You can go find my new single on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, all streaming platforms. You can go listen to that. Follow me on my social media and follow me on Spotify and Apple Music. So, yeah.
A week ago, I released an interview with Josh.
That's true.
Because he's doing the music for the DC4 Fans Universe. So you can check that out.
Well, it was about a week ago. Sorry.
This man wants to make a hip hop reference so bad. Man brought up Bobby Shmurda.
Bro, I used to listen to that song on repeat in 6th grade.
Chew me in some hot, like I told Tracy when I shot. Can't say that word. All
When
right.
he dropped,
Yeah, can't say
get
that
my
word.
9 milli on the Glock.
Yeah, let's get Adrian on this podcast.
What?
He can say that word. He's part black. So I'm gonna send him that
AJ,
clip.
what about you? What do you have?
Yeah, go ahead,
What do
AJ.
you have?
What were you saying? What were you saying?
What do you have coming up? Like,
Yeah.
Um,
plug yourself.
Pause.
I have at least 14 videos planned for the new year.
Mhm.
Along with the hip hop documentary that Alter and I are doing,
Yep.
as well as my first feature film, Conversation with Kevin, which will happen at some point. And yeah, I got stuff going on, you know. You feel me?
We feel you, cuz. We feel you, cuz. Though you sound like
you know how
you sound like Butters on that one episode of South Park whenever he was a pimp. He's like, do you know what I am saying?
Do you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Say it just like that. You know what I'm
There
saying?
you go. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm
Uh,
saying?
You guys are white. Anyways, so let's
Well, you know how I be for
let,
that shit. You know me.
we're
You know
reviewing
what
an
I'm saying, man?
we're reviewing an Eminem album. We're talking like this. There's so much caucasity just in the room, so I think we need to just end it here. I'm dropping a new EP soon. Called Diamond in the Rough. Hopefully I'll get some music out soon. I'm working on new videos as always. Subscribe, hit the notification bell to get notified for all my videos, including the podcast you're watching right now. And yeah, that's about it for me. I'll see you guys in the next video, and we'll see you guys in the next episode next Wednesday. And I'll appreciate you guys checking us out. Peace. Hey Siri, look up Batman pornography.